One of the questions that I get the most is talking about balance and how do we stay balanced in a team roping run. And so number one, that comes with a lot of practice and a lot of time. But there's a few things that I think we ought to talk about, and that is what is balance, correct balance, and what happens if we get either forward or backward from a center line, and how that affects our horses and how that affects our team roping run, and kind of why it's instrumental to a team roping run. So let's start off with talking about balance. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and kick Blue into a lope and then try to talk my way through what I'm feeling and what we're actually getting into. So let's talk about the center, okay? The center being straight up and down. Imagine an imaginary line going all the way straight down through my saddle, okay? By being in the center of my saddle, I'm indicating to Blue, hey look, I need you to just be at this speed. We don't have to go any faster, we don't have to go any slower. But if I lean forward from that center line, that will give him the indication, hey man, like let's go ahead and get somewhere, okay? A little bit out of control. But on the other side of that, if I lean back past that point and kind of sit down a little bit, that will indicate to him that I need to slow down. So without moving my hands, without doing anything, if I just sit, see how slow he gets? Okay, he's not completely stopping because I haven't given him like a cue or anything. But without moving my hand, I can get this horse to slow down. Now, how does this work? How does this relate to roping that sled? When we're in the box, we're going to be sitting, you know, kind of back and in the center of our saddle, okay? When we leave, what is the first thing that we do? We rock forward a little bit, which gives the indication that he needs to go forward, okay? And when we're driving to the steer, a lot of times we're sitting forward, right? Hunting a steer down, right? Kicking, 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 okay? When we get to a steer, we also, we're kicking, we're driving, horse is going forward, boom, we go, and what do? We sit back, let that horse gather himself, and move left, okay? So these positions are really important, not only for good horsemanship, but for also roping the sled, roping live steers. And so that's a drill that you can do, you know, when you're, you know, just on an off day, when you can't rope anything. Just focus on that. Focus on really good horsemanship of being forward and asking your horse to accelerate. And then if you sit back a little bit, get that horse to decelerate. The final thing we ought to talk about is how to leave the box. And now this is just my personal preference, how I do it. When I'm in the box, I have my rope cocked. I don't hold onto the saddle horn. Plenty of people do. No problem there. When I'm holding, I hold a little bit of tension with Blue. Just kind of rest, you know, my left hand on my saddle horn. And then when we nod and go, I drop my hand, right? I drop my hand all the way down to his neck, right? And a lot of that is me just knowing him, knowing that he knows exactly what to do. And so just kind of giving him the free rein, no pun intended, on that. And then as far as body goes, I drop my hand, I lean a little bit forward, right, just so that I don't get blown back. I lean a little bit forward, and by leaning forward, my feet automatically will kind of push down a little bit and get some weight into my stirrup. So it kind of goes nod, hand down, lean forward, and drive. So there are my team roping tips from an amateur. If you like these, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you next time.